Hi there. This is Jo Zulaika, founder of the Facebook group Women Who Lead with Heart, coming on for my Sunday Night Live, my weekly training. And this week I advertised a really exciting topic for me. I'm sharing with you my 4 steps or 4 concepts or 4 practices that I use to help keep me in a really good, productive space, mentally, emotionally, and in terms of action in my life, even when fear is present. And I want to spend just a second to talk about that. Perhaps for all of you watching, you get it, that fear is sort of everywhere right now. But for many of the women that I'm speaking to in my group, what they raise that they want to, what they're talking about that they want to sort of combust in their life, that they want to blow up, that they want to get rid of, are things like doubt, self-doubt, procrastination and drag in their life, feeling low, feeling lesser than, negative self-talk, low energy. And I want to say that low motivation, doubt, all of these things actually are the same. They're flavors of the same thing that funnel back to fear. Things like fear of failure or fear of succeeding, fear of being seen, fear of taking a risk and maybe not manifesting what you hope and feeling like it's high stakes if it's something that you really wished for in your life. That I think that a lot of the drag in our life that we might claim as feeling low or unmotivated or procrastinating actually funnels back to fear. So that's why I want to focus us on if it is fear, and I do believe it is, how do we live with it? I joked in my advertisement for this talk that it's living in the age of fear and crushing it. You don't ever really crush fear. You learn how to live with it. You learn how to dance with it. You learn how to acknowledge the things that trigger you and keep moving. And that's what I'm going to teach you tonight. Okay, so it's super exciting because these 4 things actually are related. They stack on top of each other, they build, and they can ripple through each other. And I'm going to show you that now. So the number one way to support yourself, to guide yourself, to lift yourself, to combat a draggy, low, depressed, doubting energy in your life is to find encouraging impact. See it in your life. What is encouraging? And it can be super simple. Today I went for a walk around my neighborhood and I saw some cherry trees that could not help themselves but blossom all over themselves with glory, with absolute ecstatic, natural bloom. And that was encouraging to me. I see irises blooming, tulips blooming. Spring is here. And I didn't have to create it. I didn't make it. I didn't effort it. I didn't push and pull it. I get to experience it, and that is sort of encouraging. Are you following me? That just seeing nature in its glory, a beautiful color, a clear sky, happy puffy clouds, simple things can bring you a sense of encouragement that at essence, we're okay. You can also find encouragement in looking at the positive and not the negative. So instead of scrolling your newsfeed and getting tempted to read some tragic stories about pain, suffering, and loss, which are true, try to find some positive health stats. Look at who's recovering. Look, as Fred Rogers would say, at all the helpers. Fred Rogers of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood fame learned this important lesson from his mom. And when he first kind of came aware that hard things were happening in the world and not everything was positive, he said to his mother, "What do I do when there's bad things in the world?" And she said, "Look for the helpers. You can always find the helpers." So we can, through our own focus and decision to see the positive, can look for the helpers and see the positive. You can look for joy and see joy in others. I want to tell you this really short story about this one-way road that is near my house where there's just lots of walkers and bike riders because there's no traffic. The other day I was walking on this road and I was all alone. It was early in the morning, and coming down this gentle decline towards me as I was walking up was a single bike rider. And there was a look about him that almost looked a little like crazed. Like, I wasn't sure if maybe he was hungry or homeless. He had a look about him that didn't seem, I don't know, it just struck me somehow. Maybe that there was nothing on his bike or the way he was dressed. And as I was looking at him, it was almost like he had raptured me. He got up on his bike. He started to stand up on his saddle. He, while holding his handlebars, walked towards the handlebars on the top tube of his bike, and then planted his feet there in balance and stood up and stretched his arms out wide as he's sailing down this hill. And I was just so caught off guard. I was busy thinking, like, is he homeless and hungry? And then all of a sudden he did this most amazing, wild trick. And I think he saw me, but I actually think he was doing it just for the joy of pleasuring himself and giving it a go. And it was just a thrilling thing to behold. It was joy in action. It was expression. And it gave me encouragement. It made me feel like I could have a wow moment when I wasn't expecting it, that other people are experiencing joy, that people can surprise us, that there is encouragement everywhere. So, and then later on, just today, a couple days after I did that, the very same spot, I saw a dad coming down the same hill with one of those little bike seats in the back with a little girl. And he looked like he was really focused and serious, but she looked at me and just shot her arms out and started like flying behind her father. And I thought, you know, there is encouragement, and I can allow that to impact me. So the point of this is to really let it in, really allow it. Really, when you see something that is joyous and positive and encouraging and has an impact on you, really see it and allow it to have that resonant impact on you. This is one way that you can help, scaffold out of doubt, fear. Because when you're in awe looking at a guy going no hands, balancing on the top tube of his bike, you're not in that moment thinking of all the scary things in life. Okay, second thing, building momentum. And this is nice because this kind of follows right on that when you're in that space, or even if you're not, you can build positive momentum in your life. And this is one thing that I really like to do to help encourage me when I'm feeling doubt or low. And that is to look at one thing that's going well and do more of it. It can be as simple as realizing that a well-made bed makes my room look more inviting and organized. So I do it. And then maybe I'll clean another surface. There's momentum, right? Weeding a garden can give you the satisfaction of building momentum when you look back and think, I just spent 5 minutes on that one area and it looks so much better. It's the practice of doing one thing well and allowing that to lead you to the next thing. If you want to lose weight, you lose 1 pound first. You don't try to lose 10 or 20 or 50. You lose 1. If you want to save money, you put $20 in the jar, if you got it. You don't think, I need to save for my retirement. That when we create something monumental as a goal, that's sort of our tasking, achieving, perfectionism running away with us and not really building a practice that's going to support us. It's sort of setting ourselves up to fail. So build momentum through small tasks, one thing at a time. My third tip that I like to use to help navigate out of doubt, overwhelm, fear, lack of motivation, low energy, is a simple structure. You focus and decide on actions and do that thing. You don't mindlessly scroll or snack or mindlessly digest news passively that you hear from the radio or the TV in the other room. You decide what it is that you want to have that guides you, and you follow that structure. So what's one thing today that would make today a good day? And do that first. This is a really important one. I'll talk about that in a second. And then the last thing that I do that is so important is create and honor commitment. This is sort of related to the structure. Pledge yourself to what it is that you want. Write down your goals. There's a saying, that which is measured multiplies. So if you are clear on what you want, if you're clear on what you want to have happen in your life, if you're able to write it down, you are creating the potential for that reality to happen just through your focused intention. It's the whole concept of energy flows where attention goes. So you create commitment. I actually have these weekly goals that I make for myself where I have this outline of what I'm going to do this week. And all the important things that have become essential to my happiness go on this sheet, and I hold myself accountable. That's my commitment to having a positive, productive week. Okay, so maybe you're saying to me like, that all sounds well and good, but sometimes I am just too low to go, Joe. So if you feel like that's not reasonable for you to go and harvest these wonderful things in your life and start creating this structure and commitment, then the easiest thing to do is then to go create it. So what I mean by this is, let's say you don't feel like there's much encouraging around you, encourage someone else. You're not sure if anything is positively impacting you, go have a positive impact somewhere on someone. There are people in my group who are known for giving a daily shout out to somebody who's motivated them or made an impact on their lives on Facebook. Or people in my group who are regularly baking home goods from their oven and delivering them in secret to the doorsteps of their friends. They're creating encouragement by giving it to others. So if you're feeling really at a loss and you're not feeling particularly abundant in your ability to see encouragement, go make some. Make some for someone else. And the last thing I want to say about all of this is, in many ways, I'm sort of coaching you, right? I'm coaching you in this one-way vehicle. You're tuning in. I'm trying to inspire you with some of the teachings that have helped me. But I want to call out that I don't just wake up like this feeling like I've got wisdom. I learn these things and practice these things so that I can teach others. And it's my own coach that I invest in that helps me do all of these things. When I'm low and I meet with her, she helps encourage me and see the impact that I'm having on my business, in my life. She's propping me up and supporting me when I'm flailing and flagging and feeling like, I don't know, is it even worth it? Am I doing the right thing? Am I on track? My own coach helps me build momentum and sort of keep that simple structure by focusing me on those one or two things that I need to keep doing to build momentum in my business, in my job, for my family, giving me that simple structure and helping me pledge to myself what I'm going to commit to. So I'm offering this to show you that it's not easy to do on your own, and that we all need support, and that working with a coach can really clarify and support and hold accountable all of the things that you want for you in your life by bringing someone right alongside you to walk with you, to guide you, and to continue to move you forward faster than you would on your own. So if you have been enjoying working with me in this way, just tuning into my Facebook Lives and joining my group, thank you. But think about the impact you could have if you and I were actually in real dialogue. And what I want to challenge you to consider is book a call with me. I'm starting 2 new programs on May 1st at the end of this week. And all of my programs include these foundational concepts. All of them include these simple structures, these commitments and accountability, this encouraging support, and the momentum to get you unstuck and moving forward little by little towards the outcome that you want to have in your life as a woman, as a leader, finding your new role, finding your big next thing. So if that's something that sounds exciting for you, don't be afraid. Sign up, talk to me. We'll see if it's a fit. It's not a fit for everyone, so it's not committing, but it's an opportunity for you to speak with me, hear more about exactly what my programs give you, to learn about leadership, to become more self-aware, to blow up your limiting beliefs, to find your confident, secure, proactive, productive self, and to start really feeling like you're moving forward. So that's what my programs are generally about. I'll put a link in the comments below of how you can reach me. I only have a few sessions available this week because I've got a really busy week ahead, but I am excited to be looking to add maybe about 3 women to my next week's launch. So that's what I've got for you today. I hope that this was helpful. Think about these 4 steps and how you can implement them in your life. And if you feel like you need more support, you probably do. We all do. Reach out and book a call. That's it from me now. Go well.